That is quite remarkable. That's a lot of people. Brilliant. I'm talking to the right audience, obviously. So B Corp, as you guys all know, is a very rigorous process and certification that B Corp holds in order to meet very high environmental and sustainable standards. Only 3.5% of businesses that apply for B Corp actually get the certification. It took us about 2 years to get it, and we were awarded it at the end of last year. That was one of the best milestones we've had at Dash. Off the back of it, we've been able to do lots of cool other things that, unless you put yourself through the certification process and really have that mindset of going for it, then you kind of get caught up in the day-to-day running of business. So one of the other things that we've done is measuring our carbon output with a great company called Carbon Analytics. And so with Carbon Analytics, they have measured our CO2 output per can. So of every can we produce, our output is about 110 grams of CO2. And what that means is now we've got the base of where we're at the moment. And by the way, that base is the lowest recorded carbon output of any soft drink globally. Then we can try and drive it down even further. But unless we go through that process first, then we don't know where the benchmark is for us. So B Corp, Carbon Analytics, and then lastly, the third most important, well, not in that order, but the third most important thing that I should mention as well is our use of sourcing locally produced fruit and veg. So our cans they're made in Herefordshire in the UK, and then in Australia we use locally sourced ingredients there too. So trying to have that localization of production and ingredients is really important for us.
Brilliant. Thank you, Alex. So, Nick, let's come on to you and the story of BedFolk. Now, I never knew because I am one of your customers, I have to be completely transparent, I'm a BedFolk customer, actually lusted after the BedFolk sheets for quite a long time before finally succumbing and buying them. I never knew until we spoke how competitive the space that you are in is. Do you want to tell us a bit about the competition for direct-to-consumer sheets and bedding?
Sure. Thanks for having me, Tash. So we're 3.5 years old at BedFolk, set up by myself and my wife. She's an interior designer by background. I'm a kind of numbers guy. And we really set it up because we thought the bedding industry was one that's kind of got the paradox of choice. So there's so much out there, very competitive space. But if you go to somewhere like John Lewis, they've got 67 double white duvet covers to buy. So how are you supposed to know, which one's the one for you? But yeah, it is a really competitive space, both with the kind of incumbents like John Lewis, the White Company, etc., and also kind of a number of D2C startups like ourselves popping up. And
was it daunting going into that space, or were you quite confident about your ability to create something amazing and stand out?
I think as an entrepreneur, you've got to kind of be, blindly confident. But we were given confidence, I guess, by seeing, the D2C revolution and seeing brands in adjacent or other categories going up against the big incumbents and kind of, delivering a better product at a better price and being able to scale as a result. And in particular, in our industry, we're lucky, I think, in the UK that places like the US are, generally 4 or 5 years ahead of us, and we could see brands in our space as well starting to take off. And particularly for me as a kind of first-time D2C entrepreneur, that seeing the business model work for our type of product really gave me the confidence to sell the flat and put the money into bed sheets.
Which has luckily paid off. So, Nick, one of the things we talked about was that a lot of talk about D2C focuses on marketing, and obviously marketing is a key driver for the success of these businesses. You've also spoken about the operation keeping in lockstep, I think was the word you used, which I loved, with marketing, which has led to you setting up things like ironing and fulfillment warehouses at your HQ. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Like the thing I found with scaling our business is like the art is really about keeping the different parts of the business kind of going in lockstep at the same pace. So we've had instances where the marketing's got ahead of the operations, and that's really bad place to be because things start to fall over. And you know, likewise, you don't want to have the big empty fulfillment warehouse and not bringing in any sales. We were on the fortunate side of kind of COVID and being at the kind of cross section of homeware and wellness, I guess, really took off. We were growing anyway, but kind of just put fuel on the fire. And we were basically, you know, set up by myself and my wife in our living room, kind of, you know, printing off a sheet of paper, finding a product, sticking it in a box and posting it out. And that was fine when we were doing 10 orders, you know, a day. But when we're shipping 100 orders a day, that was kind of no longer really suitable. So one of the kind of biggest things for us in the last 18 months has been kind of putting the actual, you know, proper foundations in place to scale. So yeah, getting out, you know, big proper warehouse. We've always kept fulfillment in-house, and I think that's really important. Something I definitely recommend, particularly for kind of high AOV premium products. Warehouse kind of fulfillment systems, and we're really precious. Obviously, I brought a little box along with me.
So let's get your box
but kind
out.
of around the you know, the packing and unboxing experience, making sure that for every customer it's the right product, you know, presented beautifully.
So do you want to tell us about this unboxing? Because obviously unboxing is a massive thing for D2C brands, and it's one of the ways that they get coverage with influencers is the unboxing thing, which was probably born from this space. I'm not really sure if it existed before. This is one of Nick's packages, a BedFolk package as it arrives.
Yeah, so I came on the train, so I only bought our smallest box, but we've got 5 different size boxes. So, you know, we're very conscious not to be wasteful. So we don't ship any plastic. We have kind of, you know, nicely fitted boxes, everything wrapped in paper.
And what you talked to me about the unboxing specifications. What is the unboxing experience for a customer of BedFolk? So this arrives.
Yeah.
Do you want to demonstrate it? Do you want to demonstrate their joy?
Yeah, I mean, we do quite a bit of influencer gifting. It's one of our kind of most cost-effective channels. So we kind of try and have the unboxing, you know, for them, but also for all of our customers. And I think particularly in our space where people are used to kind of going to a John Lewis and picking up a plastic wrap product on the shelves, kind of having something that they can kind of come home to and unbox and post on their Instagram, I think is you know, really important for us.
And just let's go talk about the power of the brand, because your brand is very consistent, and you've talked to me about how it's that helps you stand out, and that's why you're so kind of fanatical and focused on the brand. It helps you stand out in this very competitive space of D2C bedding. What sort of elements of the brand do you really focus on the most?
Well, we're very much at the kind of the premium end of the market, so our average order value is around £200. So I think, you know, to be able to sell a product like that, you really need to have a kind of strong brand that people buy into. If people are just looking for kind of, you know, the lowest price, then we're not the right brand for them. And similarly, you know, when we were kind of setting up the brand, you know, we thought that the gap in the market was for a kind of strong visual brand that kind of brought the product to life. Lots of bedding retailers kind of, you know, have the old classic kind of stuffy room set, and they're kind of selling to, you know, your typical kind of yummy mummy. We used to always say that's kind of the target market for most bedding retailers. We're trying to do something a bit more young and fun. We use lots of models in our imagery, you know, trying to play into the whole kind of D2C marketing of having kind of, you know, bright colours and video. So brand's always been really important to us. It's also a product that a lot of our customers don't need, which is really important. So, you know, generally people have bed linen, and we're trying to sell them, you know, an upgrade. And so there's a long purchase cycle, which means that kind of things like content marketing really come to the fore. So we get lots of instances of people kind of coming onto the site, joining the mailing list, and then we find kind of 18 months afterwards that they've made their first purchase.
Finally succumbed, someone like me.
We finally got you. So we do a lot of content marketing, interviews and styling and things like that to kind of try and stay top of mind whilst people are getting to know us.
Brilliant. Well, both amazing brands, and congratulations on both of you on your success. We are going to go to a break now, and we actually have First of all, we have cans of Dash Water for everyone, which are out. Are they out? Yeah. They're out. So cans of Dash Water for everyone to sample the upcycled farm fruit. And BedFolk also have a discount code for everybody here today, which we'll be sending out afterwards. So if you want to get into their sheets, then you need to buy it sooner rather than later, because the discount code will probably expire. We should make it that it expires, actually. This lot don't go through the long...
You got till midnight.
Yeah, you got till midnight. So we're going to take a break now, and we will be back starting again in how many minutes? 20, 25 minutes. But thank you, Alex and Nick.